What's up? Welcome to Tabletop Nights. I'm Greg. This is Victor, and we got another jam-packed podcast full of action and stuff. And
it better be jam-packed because we haven't done one for about 4 weeks. So
yeah, that's Victor's fault.
Well, what happened? So we had a sickness or two.
Yeah. I had massive headache.
Okay.
I think I was a bit dehydrated. It wasn't alcohol related. It was
during the day and you're at work. So
it was at work.
A massive sickness went around Melbourne. Like 20 people died. It was really weird.
Yeah.
No, it's no joke.
Oh, was it?
A few kids too,
Really?
like from the flu. Yeah, it's really bad.
Wow.
So that's why we didn't record, because we're out saving lives.
Yeah.
We do it all here at the TTK.
And we'll be doing a full expose on all medical things.
Exactly. We actually have a tent, a medical tent out the back where we host the tent medical podcast.
Absolutely. when we're not doing science stuff.
All right. So we do have a decent show planned.
Yeah.
Again, it's been a while, so we do want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in now, and thank you to those of you that are leaving a comment. We didn't think we would come up with a question of the week before the episode. We thought maybe we'd just come up with one as we go, based off the conversations that we're talking about. So
Sure.
Obviously Kickstarter, always a topic.
We love Kickstarter.
You backed one recently, Bloodborne, the board game.
Yeah, well, look, the main reason I backed is because the minis looked fantastic. There was heaps of them. It wasn't a bad price. It was like $250 US all in, which these days isn't too bad at all. But I think I know nothing about it.
Yeah, that's actually something I was going to ask you is, you've backed the Assassin's Creed board game, you've played Assassin's Creed, makes sense. Why would you back something that you have no relation with the the actual physical video game? Is it just because the minis are cool, or is it because you can see that the game was gaining hype, so you might as well jump on that hype train? Or
There's a bit of that, but I've got a feeling I'd seen a small playthrough of a prototype or something like that, and I thought, okay, it's not just basic, and it doesn't look overwhelming. I don't like stuff when there's a million stats and a million cards and a million this.
Yeah.
You and I had a go at Hellboy.
Yeah.
Which no one's seen, but we'll get there again. But that seemed like a good level, but maybe not enough. A bit more depth.
Yeah.
And that's what Bloodborne looked like. You've played the video game?
I've played the video game. I never finished it. I probably put about 20 hours into it. I love the From the Software game, so it's like Dark Souls, all those sort of games. I actually have the Dark Souls board game here somewhere, which I'd love to play on the channel one day. We did have a request for it.
We should
actually
talk about that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the minis are very similar, like sort of appeal.
Yep.
There's a few similarities, but overall they're completely two different games. They don't even seem the same in terms of gameplay.
Well, I just heard Dark Souls was a bit grindy, was what I heard.
It's a little grindy, but also the only sort of random generation is you see that where the map is, it's laid out in front of you, and when you go into the room, you flip a card, and forever that card stays in that room and is those monsters.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Bloodborne, it looks like you create the map as you go.
Yeah.
So I watched a few short GIFs, I guess, no videos, but it looks like they're laying the tiles as you play it. So it's always sort of a surprise as what's coming up.
Okay.
And also with Bloodborne, it's cards. You use cards to determine your attack, whereas with Dark Souls, did I say Bloodborne?
Not assholes. What?
With Bloodborne, it's cards.
Yeah.
With Dark Souls, it's dice.
Right.
Lots of dice, heaps of dice.
Okay.
So, and there is a lot of leveling up and getting new gear, which for 1 to 2 players was all right. But when you had 3 or 4 players, deciding who gets to level up and get better equipment was a joke. You couldn't decide. So I think Bloodborne does look overall like a much better game for sure.
Well, look, if you haven't seen the board game, go and have a look on Kickstarter, because it's really cool, their little video intro, because it flicks between the video game and the board game.
Yeah, I did watch that video.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, I played the Bloodborne video game and I loved it. I just didn't finish it because a bunch of other stuff came out. Yeah. And with any sort of From Software game, they're very difficult games.
Right.
So I sort of just wasn't in the mood, I guess, and never played it. So, but yeah, it looks true to the game. It looks dark and gritty, and the minis are awesome. It was the same with the Dark Souls board game. They were awesome minis. Yep. So I'm excited. Tinker,
Yeah. You should come up here and see the audience.
Be the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Bloodborne Board Game, but I didn't back it because you did. So you told me you backed it, so I was like,
That didn't come from our sponsor?
that's that's my in. If you own it, I'll get to play it. So this is in US, so we know what it is in Australian too. But they had just over 4 million in US pledged out of 200,000 they were asking for.
Yeah, so they just got over the line.
So that was almost 24,000 backers, and it'll hit that. It'll probably hit that. It's literally 14 away from that. So you can still do an early pledge and late pledge rather, and
well, I'm
back
just a sheep. I had to go with the pack. I thought, how can we miss out on this one? There must be something awesome about it.
I'm actually so excited about it. I'm so glad that you told me about it because I had no idea. Because I'm saving for a wedding. I haven't been going on Kickstarter as much because it's very tempting.
Your own wedding or just saving for a
wedding with Tinker, my dog? No, we don't do that here.
Wow. It's Australia, mate. It's Australia.
But here's some interesting facts.
Okay.
So,
hit me.
Because they reached so much money, I counted them. There's 43 stretch goals unlocked. That's a lot. It includes a PvP mode.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I did read that as a PvP
Nice.
mode. So I'm not sure how that'll work. And I think in the Dark Souls board game, they might have added a PvP mode afterwards. I'm not sure. That could be complete bullshit. There's 6 optional add-ons already. So you can pay extra to get those add-ons, which I always find a bit weird. It's like in the video game industry, when they have DLC, they call it, before the game's even released, it's like, well, we're getting the full package when they...
Yeah. Which variant do I play to get the proper experience?
Yeah, exactly.
Almost. Yeah.
So, there's 6 already, I think, at the very least. And 8 to 10 months ETA for it to come out. Yeah,
we'll wait and see. I've had a few delays recently on quite a number of things. I've got stuff that was supposed to come out, I think, December last year, and they're still nowhere close.
Yeah. Oh, and especially something with licensing like this game, they have to make sure they're doing everything spot on.
Yep.
Which you would hope they get right the first time.
I wonder how many though the board game fans are the video game fans, the same people.
I think you'd be surprised. I think people are moving towards board games because people want that sort of interaction again, I'm finding. Whereas the reason I stopped playing online games is because I didn't want to speak to strangers anymore. Like, they would just be racist, like rude people. And it's always good for a laugh. But then after like an hour of playing, you're just like, I'm sick of hearing people praise God in different countries as a joke, So...
Yeah, I think my eldest son's just gone back to World of Warcraft.
Okay.
He's just, this has come out and I've got to go back into it again and I've got a new PC and I've got these mods and I'm going, hey, okay, so you're cheating already, you're modding. And
what's the point?
And you're sitting there and clicking. Now, people love it.
Yeah,
I never got that right.
Yeah,
I used to play like Silent Hunter, the submarine sims or something like that, or something that was a bit more
Age of Empires,
Command and Conquer, Age of Empires, those kinds of things, right? And you go, that World of Warcraft just never did it for me because it just looked like one character on the screen doing all this stuff, and you go,
I played the original MMORPG. It's called Ultima Online.
Okay, yep.
It was the original big World of Warcraft. So it's like little 2D figures where you run around.
That was the isometric one or not?
Well, it's like a bird's eye view almost, and you run around. I was playing that up until recently. I'd take 2-3 years breaks in the middle, but I'd always go back and replay because they still have free servers around. So I think World of Warcraft is 15 years at the moment. It's about to have its 15th year anniversary. I played World of Warcraft for a month. I didn't like it. But they should do a World of Warcraft board game.
Well... You mean another one?
No, but a good one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because there's one that's a bit like Eldritch Horror.
Okay.
There's one like that. It's kind of card-driven and you walk around. There's one called Warcraft itself, which is a bit more like the Warcraft video game.
Are they mini-focused? Minis focused?
No.
Because we were talking about it before and we didn't research it. I don't know why. We were wondering what the biggest board game backed on Kickstarter was. If World of Warcraft release a minis focused board game, man, they would probably smash records, I reckon, because I think those two communities play board games. Yeah,
I don't know. You tell us. Maybe give us a comment. Are you equally video board gamey. That
can be the question of the week.
There you go.
What other nerd activities do you partake in?
not with your dog.
No. So me personally, I play board games. Not as much as Greg, although I've been trying to play them more and more. Greg lent me a game called Detective, and I've been really wanting to play it. I started to learn it, but I didn't have the internet at the time because my MBM was getting switched. My internet was getting switched to a faster internet.
Right.
So I was like, I couldn't even learn it because it's all app based.
Yeah.
So I'll still got to learn that. But I also read comics and I play video games. So yeah, I'd actually be interested to know. Would you buy a video game, board game if you're not into video games? Is that something that you wouldn't do?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So is that the clear question? Would you kind of buy a game?
No, just a few questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
What other nerd activities do you partake in? And
give us your name and your address, and we'll call you out on air on our next show.
If you want Tabletop Knights to be the people that create the World of Warcraft game, hit us up.
Back us on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If we get $8 million and 3,000 backers, we'll just do it.
Just 8-9 mil. In American too, so that's exciting. So 8 to 12 months probably you'll see us playing the Bloodborne board game.
Yeah, so stay tuned. If we're still together, we might have broken up by then.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
we had
knows?
a big fight.
Who
It was
knows?
awful. It does make me want to play a video game again, which is actually probably a good sign. Me looking at all the goals they've backed and where all the expansions, what cities they're going to, makes me want to play the video game again. So that's probably a really good sign, I'd say.
I suppose one thing I'd be wary of is I don't think if I was really hooked on a video game, would I want it minute detail, just a replication of what the video game was, or do I want a different experience? Do you know what I mean?
So the Dark Souls board game, they had the actual campaign of the video game. So you would go through certain dungeon layouts that were predetermined and fight a certain boss, and that would be a campaign that was very similar to the video game. And the experience is still different. It's still, because with Dark Souls, you can't really play co-op. You can, but you can't. It's very, random. So you put in the Dark Souls board game, you put down a sign on the floor, and any random can pick you up into their game. So you have to have a secret password to play co-op with people. Back in the day when Dark Souls first came out, it was very difficult to match with people that you wanted to. So with the board game, again, you can have 3 other people and play the whole Dark Souls campaign. They've already got expansions for it and everything.
Right. So I suppose, did it just feel like a plastic and cardboard version of the video game? Or did it feel different in some way?
It felt different because it was very complex. It was a really difficult game to learn. We sat down in the goal to record it when I first got it back on our old YouTube channel.
Yep.
And it took us 3 hours to even get some sort of idea of what we're doing. And every time I record it, it's a failure because it's just, what are the rules again? It's really heavily full on. Whereas, again, the Bloodborne looks much simpler, looks very nice.
I hope so, because honestly, we don't like recording games and getting the rules wrong. If we get 1 or 2, that's fine, but there'd be nothing worse than us. We'd get more frustrated than you, trust me.
That's true. So with the Hellboy you mentioned before, we did record it and it fails, a failure. I had edited the whole thing, but the last 10 minutes was us just, I guess because it was the second time we recorded it that day, we were sort of in a rush to complete it, and I just noticed in the last 10 minutes we were just doing stupid things like rolling 4 dice instead of 3. That happened twice.
Yep.
And then that was that whole thing where I was moving away from the boss when I shouldn't have been allowed to and stuff like that. It was a bit weird. So I was just like, we'll just scrap it because I prefer to have no content going out than content that's wrong, because that's one thing, that's 80% of our comments, I think. And we love the ones that are always positive, and we love the ones where we do get feedback on the rules, but when it's pretty much the only comments we get, it's a little disheartening. So I'm trying to clean up the videos a little bit and less mistakes.
We definitely aim to have more content, and we want it to be quality though. So
yeah. Quality is important.
Quality is generally important.
And it happens. It does happen. So you did an unboxing and what happened? The microphone didn't work and
No, I actually had the overhead camera failed. So what I tried to do was then go, okay, that's failed. Do I just chuck the whole thing? Because I've already unboxed it. I can't rebox it. So I'm actually going to have to... I'm either going to have to fake record the overhead again while watching the video I did, so it sort of gels together, and then you go, is that going to be worthwhile, right? Because people were banging on about, oh, don't just do screenshots. Well, that's all I could do.
Yeah,
so, I wasn't trying to gazump anyone and do the wrong thing.
Yeah, because your unboxings are really good quality. It just this one just happened to an element happened to go wrong. So
yeah, and when you spend half an hour doing it, just doing that, trying to put it together, and then you spend maybe, I don't know, it's at least a 5-to-1 ratio whenever you're editing anything, right? It takes ages.
It does.
So that Hellboy stuff must have been painful.
Yeah, because obviously I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Before I edited it, so I was like 50 minutes into an hour and a half, an hour and 10 minutes actually, and I just started noticing mistakes. I was just like, it was a great game though. Like, I'm actually looking forward to playing a game. We just need to find the time, obviously, which is the hardest part. We both work full time. I work retail, so I don't have every weekend off, which is probably good anyway, to be honest, because it'd probably be harder to sync up just because I'd have to spend it with the missus and.
Yeah, but he loves doing that.
Yeah, I love the missus.
He loves doing that.
Yeah, we're getting married.
Yeah,
good times. So we'll be able to play on my wedding day. No. Instead of a Bucks party, we'll just record.
What a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So it's all about finding time to record. Me and TJ, we recorded a hate, and I'm about half an hour into the editing process of that, out of about an hour and 10 minutes. So that's a really cool video coming out soon that we've been getting requested like crazy. This video will come out, and that's all I've got recorded.
Is that the hate one starring my terrain?
Yes. Yes. Imagine if we forgot to use it.
No, look, it wouldn't worry me.
Here it is down here. No, it's actually...
I'll just take it. Half my games are here now.
Yeah.
I've got Detective down here. We've got the hate 3D terrain.
And then there's one in my office as well.
There's another one as well there. So they're starting to migrate. I might have to take a photo of Victor with them so I remember to get them back.
Yeah, insurance. But yeah, that hate's coming out soon. The 3D terrain was really good. The only thing I didn't like about the 3D terrain was actually there was two things. The trees.
Yeah.
Trying to put a prince under that tree, because the princes are like massive figures.
Are they supposed to go on the same spot as a tree?
Yeah, you can go on a tree. That's how you get the resource, by landing on the tree.
Oh, I thought you picked it up from next door.
Well, okay.
No.
I'm pretty sure you
right.
have to land on the tree, but that's, if not, if you do, then it was really annoying to land on the same space as the tree. The second thing was with the huts. You're
probably right. Yeah.
With the huts, when you go inside of a hut, you flip the tile and see what type of hut it is. You basically, once you flip the tile, you have to take the hut and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, there's a final one as well.
Oh, no. So don't buy the 3D terrain. It's crap.
No, okay. I think it was the princes.
Mm.
They couldn't stand on the mountains properly. They were like really slippery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to show you. But
you mean the plateau?
Yeah, the plateau.
Oh, okay,
yeah, because it's hard to explain, but they were very you have to balance it, and they'll sort of crooked a little bit.
Oh no!
But overall, I would recommend the terrain. Like those little issues, I got over it really quick. Yeah,
doesn't sound like it.
No, yeah,
sounds like you're really cut.
That video's not coming out because the terrain was crooked.
Well, speaking of annoying, I kickstarted The Faceless by Alter Ego Games, which was definitely it was kind of a novelty, but I had high hopes for it. It's the one with there's a compass in the middle, and you move these.
Oh, you told me about it.
Pieces around the outside. We've mentioned it on here before. And there's the billy goat, and it's trying to catch you, and you've got to.
Sounds ridiculous.
You've got to go. Well, you've got to move these outer pieces so that the compass can. You follow the direction of the red needle on the compass. You've got to go across all these different memories that you're capturing.
That's cool.
To then free yourself. But it's funny because like with magnets, you get too close to one of the other magnets with the compass, and it can just change the polarization of the...
So it won't work.
So straight away it's spinning the opposite direction to how you want it to go. So then you'd have to actually physically turn all the pieces to make it the right way again, or remagnetize the compass. Yeah. And it became really finicky and fussy to move things.
So you got the game recently?
I got the game.
Okay.
And I haven't done an unboxing or a demo of it because I'm actually quite disappointed by it. And I tried to teach my sons, and we played like 5 minutes, and they went, "This is really boring."
It's a shame.
Which is a shame. Now it might just be it's set for a younger audience, but there's lots of card play, and it didn't feel like there was real strategy. And to be honest, if you really genuinely knew how the compass was going to move every time, then there is no game, right? Because you could always go, well, I know if I do that, it's going to point that way, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to tramps my way around the board.
So I guess you can only really play a few times before.
Look, there's a few other little variants and things like that, and there's a crossover with another game they've got coming out called Ashes to Ashes. I think that's what it's called. But it really felt to me like a novelty with a game built around it versus a game. And here's
What about a game with a compass? All right, well, cool. This is what we'll do.
Yeah, so
It's a shame.
it doesn't work for me. I'm sure other people out there will love it. It's rating at about 6.5, I think, on BGG.
Well, that's the thing about I wouldn't call it a job. This hobby, the Tabletop Nights, is we want to bring you guys accurate descriptions of video games, but we also don't want to
Board games.
Sorry, because I'm a nerd that plays multiple. But we don't want to also shit talk any companies.
Yeah.
So it can be hard to do an unboxing of a game that we weren't that happy with the unboxing. I'm not going to do an unboxing on a game and release it if the minis are crap or they're all broken or it's and that can destroy videos too. Like Wingspan, lovely game. I actually really enjoyed it. Didn't translate to video at all, and it's just a massive shame because that video was fun to record, awful to edit because it was just boring to watch, but still a blast.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that game came in so like you had a lot of hype for it, and for it to just be a letdown like that and not fully work, it's like surely they play tested this crap before.
Well, it's funny because one of my pieces was put together wrong. Because the magnet pieces has like a child on one side and sort of their evil alter ego on the other side. But this had the two evils on one on each side. And so I messaged the company and they said, "Oh wow, that's never happened before." I always seem to get the game where that's never happened before.
Never happened.
It's bizarre.
It's a shame.
That's okay. Look, I think for a younger audience, I'd say teens, they might quite enjoy it. It's still quite a dark theme, so it's not for little kids.
Okay, so it's in the middle.
Yeah.
Well,
it's kind of
again,
in that middle.
And when you initially brought it up to me, you were talking about about it. I was mentioning how it's cool to use a compass. I've never used a compass, so it's sort of got the learning elements too. But that's maybe for the right age.
I don't know.
So what do you do with it now? Do you sell it or do you just put it on your shelf to die?
It'll go in the basement.
Yeah, the basement game
where the dead ones go.
You just don't want to sell that, or you just?
Oh no! Look, I'll put it up there, and someone might buy it. It had lots of cool things. It had sort of glow in the dark bits that you could stick down and add to it, but it just felt like hard work playing it. It was.
It wouldn't translate well to video.
Well, if I was throwing bits,
compass
but anyway,
cam.
Yeah. Look, one of the other games I played recently with my sons is Cryptid.
Okay.
CRYPTID. And that's this. It's very cool. It's very smart the way they did it.
Kickstarter?
This wasn't a Kickstarter. Okay. This is just a retail buy. But basically, each person gets a clue book, and there's only one clue that relates to you. And it's just these hexes on the board, and you're trying to find this one creature, this cryptid. And it can actually only be in one place on the board. It doesn't matter if you have 3, 4, or 5 players. The clues will only point to one hex on the board. Okay. It's very smart. I don't know how they've done it all. And all you do is you can either say, you can ask everyone whether your clue could be true when you put this pawn down.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get a no, then it stops, right? And then it goes to the next person's turn. Or you can ask, but when you do that one, you have to put it in a place that means it could be true for your clue. So you're giving something away about that particular spot. Or you can ask one person, and then it doesn't have to be, it's not restricted to your own clue. But there was lots of stuff on BGG about how hard it was, and it was doing people's brains in. And we just got it like in a minute, right?
I guess that's experience maybe as well.
Well, all the hexes are either, they're mountains, desert, swamp, ocean. There's cougar territory, bear territory, and there's also these sort of shacks and monuments. And it'll say, my clue might say, within 3 spaces of a black monument. So I've got a clue, you've got a clue, sort of. And someone else has got a clue. And once you get all the clues combined, you know exactly where on the board it is. And it might take only 2 or 3 rounds. Or it might take 6 or 7.
Where's the complexity in that? Is it just maybe people were reading the rules wrong? And
I think some people just didn't get it. Like someone will go, if you say it could be in that spot, you put down a disc of your color. And if someone says it couldn't be in their spot, they put down a cube of their color. So people would just see stacks of discs and then a cube on top, and then their brains would just implode, and they go, "Oh, I don't know what that means."
Okay.
But what it means
Morons.
is, well, but it means that your clue is saying that you start looking and you go, "Oh, it could be that yours it's near mountains or it's near the bear territory." Oh, hang on, but you're also close to that white monument, and you're miles away from that one. Why are you focusing on that side of the board, and I'm focused? So it's very smart, very clever. It's very quick.
Do you think it would translate well to video?
If you do that open talk,
Okay.
So we like to talk about it. Like we
Yeah,
don't just
yeah.
keep it to ourselves. We go, "Oh, hang on, I think you're doing that, and I'm doing this. Therefore, that might be the case." So
Yeah.
I think that one might actually translate all right.
Pretty good, yeah.
But it depends on the players, right? Like
Well,
we
yeah.
got it pretty quick.
Well, it's like,
Some people struggle.
I think it's like I explained to you a few podcasts ago how when I first got Hate, I wasn't getting it until someone said one sentence to me, and then it all clicked into place. And then I realized, man, I must have been really stupid because that game's actually really quite simple. But yeah, it's the same sort of thing. It didn't make any sense to me. And then one person said, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, now I understand what the hell it is.
Something like move your two guys and then do your attack.
Yeah,
Things like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm just trying to look up the socials because you actually, did we figure out how to put your list of board games onto the Facebook page?
No, I don't think you can actually attach files.
We can do it to the
website.
website. We'll put a page of Greg's games on our website. So if you go to tabletopnights.net, so tabletopnights.net, link is in the description. All of Greg's board games are going to be on a big page there. It's going to be a massive list. Would it be easy to copy and paste the whole list? Or?
Well, just be a CSV file or something like that.
We'll figure out a way to attach it.
Yeah.
And if there's any games on there you want to request us to play, go ahead and we'll 100% do it eventually just because you've gone to the effort of doing that. Obviously, if we get like 5 or 6 requests.
Or even see them. There might be some old retro ones. You go, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, and you just might want to see like a quick video, like a preview in it, a review. Whatever, we're trying to figure out ways to record at our own houses and then come together for a podcast and a recording of something soon. So, go have a look there. Also, we are on Instagram, which I have been using a bit more. Do you have access to our Instagram? Did I give you that?
I don't think so. There was lots of... I've seen photos of food and cats and stuff, but I don't think I've seen our stuff.
Okay. So we are TTK Team on Instagram, and we do upload quite a bit actually on there. Like every few days there's a new photo of one of Greg's new games or something he's backed or a thumbnail from a video. What are we on Facebook? Here we go. At the Tabletop Nights. So Tabletop Nights was already taken, so we have to add the. So if you want to find us on Facebook, we're the Tabletop Nights, one word. We've been posting a little bit more there as well. Still very minimal followers. But Twitter's where it's at as well. At TTK Team on Twitter, and we have a lot of followers on there compared to the other ones. We post on there quite regularly as well. So make sure you follow us on the socials.
Definitely.
But quickly, before we get into the comments, I want to give a shout out to this Dice Tower. So they've recently sponsored us. Sponsorship is in they made us a Dice Tower. So if you go on Etsy in one word, it's in the link in the description, and type in the DM's Treasure Trove. That's one word. These guys make dice towers. Custom dice towers. You get to pick from a few sort of pre-made ones, or you can request certain things for a really reasonable price. They're super lightweight as well. If I put my foot on it, it would break quite easily, so do be careful. But we have been using it, so we used it for the Hate video, and it worked really well. And it looks cool. It's a cool dice tower, isn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously it's like a polystyrene type component, but everything's really shaded beautifully. It looks like a real brick wall there. That's
and there's
nice.
Little like logs, and look at the little sticks there. They're like real sticks, I think. Yeah, so
that's very cool.
So massive shout out to them. You're going to be seeing this dice tower in pretty much all of our dice videos for now on. So that's sort of the deal that we made, because we always get asked where do we get our last dice tower from, which is just backwards up the top of the shelf there. But it would always break, little bits and pieces would fall off, and just
looks a bit like the Joan of Arc one, actually. It's a bit of a tower one, I think.
So yeah, the DM's Treasure Trove on Etsy. Etsy's great. I love Etsy. Have you ever bought from Etsy before?
I've never bought from there, but I love flicking through it because you see all kinds of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, so there's heaps of people that do like custom board game mats and stuff. Heaps of dice towers, but this is probably one of the best that I've seen on there. It's a reasonable price considering all the work they put in. It looks like they just carve it out. Very impressive.
I don't know what they do, but it's great.
Better than what I could do. Anyway, do you want to read some comments?
Yeah, let's do that.
I didn't write down who should read what, so I just read whatever.
Well, it's my show.
You get the pick.
Because the question we asked was, what draws you to a game, right? We were talking about mechanics, theme, that kind of stuff. So Rob here. Currently, I'm occasionally choosing which game to buy by categories of games that I don't own yet but want to try. For example, I'm looking for a block war game. He was thinking about Hammer of Scots or Sekigahara. I've got both of those. I would definitely say Hammer of Scots for an historical... it's about William Wallace in the English.
Okay,
and that
good
whole
story.
fight.
Very good story.
It's got some particular rules where, during winter you have to go back and sort of then start again. But it's a fantastic game. I think the new ones have a mounted board. A lot of these block games have sort of that fold-out thin card that you want to put some perspex or something on.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't bought that in the last 4 weeks since we recorded last...
Well, it has been remade recently. I think there's a new version of it.
Okay.
And that's from, is it Columbia Games, I think, from memory? Might be Worthington. I don't want to upset anyone, but...
So there's Greg's recommendation.
Yeah, but Rob also says anything that has theme and art, and then he'll see if the mechanic's interesting, which is a fair call. Fair call. There you go. I did message him on BGG, probably saying, yeah, go for that one.
Yeah.
So good. So hopefully, Rob, you made that purchase. Do a gameplay video for us.
Yeah.
We'll credit you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to keep going?
I'll read one.
Oh, all right. You read that one there.
Yeah, it's fun to,
Because because it's been has it been that long since...
3-4 weeks,
We
I
are
think.
so bad. We apologise.
Because we record one every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we record on a Thursday, so today's a Thursday, so this will be posted next Thursday or today as you're watching it now.
You're not watching this now. You're watching it next week.
Yeah, so my partner, she has netballs on Thursday nights,
Right.
so that's when we record, but she actually doesn't have netball tonight, so I was like, no, too bad. We're recording this because we want to keep you guys happy, and we don't
like
need to
doing it as well, though.
Yeah, for sure.
We have fun.
Yeah, they're really fun to do. I was looking forward to it all day. Plus, we don't want you to forget about us too. We don't want to lose the few fans we've created.
No.
Yeah, so.
Definitely not.
All right,
go.
so Johan Danielson. What I enjoy and look for in games is how the mechanics infer and tie into the theme. I love when the mechanics support or create the narrative and immerse you into the game. So I'd say that would be immerse. Should be immerse.
I was just going to say, that sounds too intellectual for this channel, but then you recovered with getting that word there.
Yeah. So nice art is always a bonus, which is something I massively agree on, which is one of the points I made, is if it has art, it's the first stepping stone into me wanting to buy it. But a great game can always make me look past the art and convey its theme regardless. So for me, it's art. I'm very sort of art related.
I reckon that's a better question.
What?
What's a crap-looking game that is awesome?
Okay.
What do you reckon?
I think we just ask all three. I mean, we're not going to ever
I can't remember what the other ones were.
Leave all the comments in the world. We'll read them all.
But I'm gonna think about that though. I reckon I've got some crap looking games that I really love playing them.
All my games are very art based. I'd really say. I mean, you hate Splendor, but I like Splendor. But I think the art's it's better than I could bloody do. But I think it's quite average.
Well, it's simple, very simple. I mean,
Sherlock Holmes. No.
Moving on.
That's a fun game.
So what else
actually.
has Johan got to say there?
I also like if a game has a lot of interconnected systems where you can manipulate one part and have that change ripple through the game state. I'm not really a fan of miniature or war games where the interaction and conflict between players is more direct. So I would say that would be a game like Hate, for example. I guess.
Well, Johan, you're wrong.
So that would include Red Alert.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah, it's very direct.
Yeah.
So what sort of game isn't direct fire? I guess Catan. Would be
even things like Wingspan to a lesser extent, but games
That's
obviously
true.
where you're might be worker placement, things like that. So you're not necessarily bashing someone saying take that. So your home probably
like Rise of Tribes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Although there's a lot of murder in that game. It's also a plus if it has some sort of engine building mechanic. He also just backed Vital Lacerdas on Mars on Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
So only on Mars Kickstarter.
Right.
KickstarterMars.com.
It hasn't come to Earth yet.
No.
Okay, right.
That'll be a thing one day. Not in my lifetime, but
Mars
one day.
Kickstarter.
Mars Kickstarter.
Victor, you have just lost the plot. Well done.
Hey, look, we're interacting with the comments.
Yeah.
Hopefully it ticks all my boxes. I know you said, Greg, that theme is everything as long as it's not roll and move. But I would love to hear how you and the others weigh theme against mechanics. There may be a few mechanics that you enjoy that maybe even enhance the theme.
I reckon I'm going to have to park that one and think about that one.
Well, actually, I mentioned it before. The Dark Souls is a lot of dice. I actually really like that mechanic, to be honest. I know you hate the roll, but
No, I don't like roll and move.
Okay.
Like just really simple, linear, straightforward stuff. I don't mind a random element as long as it's not just pure random.
Okay. So with the Hellboy board game, you know how you have some with blank. It's exactly the same with Dark Souls. So when we were playing the Hellboy game, it was very reminding me of the Dark Souls board game, Hellboy. But I like that sort of element where it's like, oh shit, we would have just had I have rolled the correct amount of dice. So if we had that with Gloomhaven yesterday with the cards, like at the very end, it came into the last turn and we lost from the last turn. So just based off a card of a flip, I like that sort of element, but it can also be a little frustrating.
Except then you won't show it.
No, so me and Rowan, not this Johan, no.
Not Johan.
No, Johan. Rowan, who records with us. We have
who I haven't met yet.
No. He only comes during the day, during the week.
Yep.
We are doing a Gloomhaven series, which I really love, Gloomhaven. Those videos go for like an hour and a half, 2 hours though. We lost our last scenario, so it's not coming out because I'm not going to edit for 4 or 5 hours just to have a loss.
Couldn't you just go back 20 minutes and keep replaying the end until you win? They won't know. You guys won't know.
Damn it. So thank you, Johan, for the comment.
All right.
Beautiful, long comment. The biggest one of the week.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Ira Ash. Love you, Ira. Great job with the pod. See, it's just the pod. Ira's cool, right?
With the pod,
it's the pod. Yo.
You
nailed the pronunciation of my name, Victor.
Damn straight. Hopefully Greg did that. Replicated
and Ira, I'm glad you can spell pronunciation. I hate when people say pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
They go, he's got such bad pronunciation, and they can't even get the word right.
I'm so glad I didn't read that comment because I probably would have let you down.
No, it's pronunciation. Like enunciation.
Yep.
It's not pronoun. Most people have a hard time with his name. Well, there you go. He loves Blood Rage. Have you played Blood Rage?
I haven't, but I would like to.
It's a cracker, and I reckon that one actually goes well to video.
Okay.
It's a bit old school now, but it's such a good game, and it's very frustrating.
That's my thing. It has to translate well. And it's same like Wingspan. Like, I love it, and I'd love to play it again, but it does not translate.
Well, they've added some... they added an expansion, which meant that when guys went to Valhalla... was that one? No,
so you're playing about Wingspan. I was like,
Wingspan?
What birds are in Valhalla?
No, I'm actually thinking of a different game now.
Wingspan, they're doing a DLC.
I didn't say
an
Wingspan.
Expansion, sorry. Physical birds.
Right, and real eggs. So he just backed Oceans on Kickstarter because the art's so nice. I know I'll pull that out with my family that they'll be interested. That's great that your family love playing. My family love playing board games. They just can't get enough of it.
My partner, she has no desire to play any board games with me.
I told you, Chronicles of Crime, if I'd thought about it, I would have brought it over for you. You need to play that one with
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah. I bought it.
Oh, you showed me a photo of it. And I was like, is that the store? Like,
oh, no. I ended up buying. I can't go into one of the game shops and not walk out with a new purchase.
Do you think it would be... Sorry to interrupt the comment read, but this is why we read comments, because it creates more topics.
Of course.
So you think it would be more suited towards Daisy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Detective is, again, it's that you need a laptop and you actually pretend like you're using the Antara's computer. But Chronicles of Crime is much easier.
Okay.
And it just uses a QR reader on your phone and you go, okay, I'm going to investigate this area, talk to that person.
So you would say that game would be a good stepping stone to play a game like Detective?
Yep.
Okay.
It's good.
So maybe we'll do that first.
Ira also asked if I was going to black Bloodborne. Wow. Actually, this
No.
I'm going to tell you now, this is what prompted me to go and look at it because
Okay.
I hadn't heard of it before then. So,
Wow.
Ira, you cost me $250. Thanks
That's
very
insane.
much.
So you just leave a check at courtesy of...
Yeah. Send it to gcneedscash.com. Victor, what's the first board game you played that made you really like the hobby?
I hate disappointing you, Greg, but I love Catan, and that was the first proper board game. When I say proper, I mean something that's not like Battleship, that sort of game. Catan,
It's a great game, and that's Euro, right? That's a great gateway Euro game.
And I have Catan Game of Thrones. I live streamed it the other day for like an hour. We're just playing around with live streaming, so I thought I'd do a quick live stream.
Yeah.
Big failure of a live stream, but yeah, Catan's actually the board game that I would love to play once a week.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love it.
With the expansions or just the vanilla?
Just the vanilla. I've never played the expansions.
Because I see people going to the game shops and they buy, the 17 expansions, and I go, look, sides over there. You get so much more game for the same.
I'm happy
Anyway.
for the base game. There's a lot of different strategies, heaps of strategies.
It's Klaus is the designer, isn't he?
No idea.
He's a great designer.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. All right, thanks, Ira. I'll just do one more and then you're finished, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Nick Pickle, and it was his real name, which was fantastic. I love that. And I asked how to pronounce where he's from. So he's from Dubuque, Iowa.
Okay,
Dubuque,
so
Iowa.
he's in the United
Radar
States of
O'Reilly
America.
was from. Was he from Iowa? I think so. So he looks for theme mainly in new games and mainly for co-ops.
Okay,
I actually prefer non-co-ops.
you do. Yeah,
I like that. Let's bash them up.
So you didn't like Hellboy? All right, fair enough. You heard it here first. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but it depends though. Anyway, I've been playing a lot of that Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle Earth lately. That's pure co-op, but that's also a good solo game.
Oh, I'd love to play that.
It's pretty good.
I would love to play that. I love Lord of the Rings.
So he's new to tabletop like Victor. He looks for games that he can learn quickly and teach to the group. How big's your group, Nick?
Is your group new to board games as well? That's something else.
Yeah. And what would they like to watch and get subscribing to our channel?
Subscribe now.
Yeah, subscribe now. Oh, there we go. We're playing Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle Earth.
What the hell? You can't.
Whoa!
What's happening with
it's
these
like
comments?
I've read these before.
I know.
Not
You base your whole board gaming hobby around comments.
Oh, Nick's looking forward to more Keyforge content. Well, we're going to read the rules again first and play a few more.
Had we released the Keyforge? I think we
Yeah.
released Keyforge after the last podcast, didn't we?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we
Maybe
did.
we said we were going to be doing it.
Yeah.
And maybe Nick's changed his mind. He might be the one that said that was crap.
So
I'm not
we
sure.
did a Keyforge video and we had a lot of fun playing it, but I just assumed you knew how to play. So I was just like, yeah, cool. Greg's telling me I'm winning.
Well, I played with my son and it was fine. But then I realised, because I hadn't played it in, I don't know, over a month,
You just forgot a few.
bits fall out of your head, right?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Now, you told me you'd played it as well,
I played it once with Caleb
right?
when he taught me.
So it's Caleb's fault, basically, is what
True.
we're saying.
Caleb, enjoy your cruise. He's leaving soon.
Oh, where's he going?
I don't know, but Caleb just posted onto our secret Facebook group today saying he got the whole Batman board game
Oh,
and like all the expansions. He mentioned on a podcast how that was...
it was coming out.
yeah, he talked about it for like an hour on the podcast.
I love that big blue T-Rex in it.
Is that?
There's a big T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not familiar with that villain or whatever. So he's going on a cruise though, so you won't be seeing much of that anytime soon. Was that the end of the comment?
That was it. Other than looking at other games, Life, Monopoly, etc. So, and keep up the good work.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So he's obviously watching a different channel, I think.
Ooh. So Keyforge got him into board gaming.
No.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, it's actually what got me into tabletop.
So that's a
That
good
is
one to
new.
learn.
That is new then. And I think the next season comes out very soon.
Very
yeah,
soon.
in June,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's a podcast. I'd
Is that
say.
it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Been going for a
awesome.
while. So yeah, again, make sure you follow us on all the socials. You know, all the links are in
Yeah.
the description. And again, go onto our website. It's pretty much done. I'm still playing with a few things on there, but Greg's list will be on there. So I'll get you to send me the file. Merch. We had somebody buy some merch.
Someone
recently.
bought this.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is awesome. So there's 2 in the world now.
That's insane. There is literally only 2 of those in the world.
That's it. So it's a rare item. Get on board. Be a non-conformist like everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. So, Marga shirts, they're called.
Hugo shirts?
Make America great again. Isn't that something that a shirt in America or something?
Let's not do that.
Yeah, so massive thank you to everyone who's bought merch. The one of you.
Yeah, look, it probably paid for half of this dice tower.
Oh, this is free. So that's the sponsor, yeah.
Literally a sponsor. And who was that again?
The DM's Treasure Trove. So they're in the link as well. And again, you'll see more of this dice tower. Makes a good noise. We knew it would be this material, so we were worried it wouldn't make any noise going down.
Okay, yeah.
But it does make a really good noise.
Nice.
It's very satisfying. So, yeah, if you buy merch, there's a link for that as well in the description. There's so many links. God. Yeah. We appreciate that, like, more than words can say, because we're actually redoing this set soon. It'll be very similar, but we're actually painting. I'm going to paint this black.
Right.
And we're going to get some more medieval sort of theme.
Yeah, we want to tart it up a bit so it looks, ye oldie.
Yeah, and so the lights are cool, but they don't really suit the whole theme.
I think the audience has just gone to sleep. So, look.
Cool.
I just want to do a big shout out to Danny and Fan, who are friends of mine. Danny saw me stripping off for the Hellboy unboxing and thought, gee, I need to get to know this guy. Okay. So, hey,
big shout out.
On board. Big shout out.
Oh, also,
have you got a shout out? Oh, no.
Yeah, I would like to. I don't know the person's name, but TJ, he was recognised at an IKEA.
No way.
Yeah, how funny is that?
I want to be recognised at an IKEA.
He got recognised at an IKEA for being a Tabletop 9. We've only got like 777 subs, I think, today.
From what, though? Was it Red Alert? Do you know?
I think probably Hate. I don't know. Maybe Dice throwing one. That's probably our popular videos on like Red Alert.
Did he sign autographs and everything?
Nah. I was like, you should have taken a photo. Also, this podcast is in 4K.
Wow. Do I look... Can you see the pores on my skin now?
It's not zoomed in extra. It's just in 4K. So we are trying to figure out a way to bring this to iTunes. We have to pay for it.
But it costs money.
So it's video for now. We'll get into audio eventually.
And look, hopefully, I've applied to get us into Oz Comic Con as media. So if you see us there with our hats and merch and microphones and you're an Aussie viewer who's going to be there, come on in and have a talk to us. We'd love to hear from you and catch up with you in person.
Will you go regardless, or?
I will probably go regardless, and I'll still take a camera and
you can still.
We want to interview the general public.
Yeah.
I still want to interview Tricia Helfer, who you don't know, but if anyone who watches Battlestar Galactica, you know who I'm talking about.
She's hot, apparently. So.
She's going to be there.
So if you're watching...
if you're watching Tricia, as your want, I want you to sign my Battlestar Galactica Pegasus expansion board game box.
God, we're nerds. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. Anything else you want to...
No, I'm happy to sign out now and go and have some dinner.
Okay, cool. All right. Until next time. See ya.
See you guys.